everyone. For those of you that don't know, this is called a scrying mirror, and it's used for black magic rituals, occult kind of dealies, I guess. These practitioners of this will call forth entities or demons or whatever, I don't know exactly, to answer questions, do biddings. I'm not sure exactly to the extent of it. I've never researched it in depth. I just know that that's what it, the mirror on the wall, or magic mirror on the wall from the Disney movie. Yeah, that's what that is. So here's what I'm getting at. I'd like to tell you about this, and this everybody's familiar with. That's a cell phone. Everybody knows about this. An incident that happened to me about 10 years ago, and I don't tell too many people because it makes me sound nuts, but at this point I don't really care what people think at all. Something that was going on with me after I had my initial awakening process in 2010, which is interesting. On 10/10/10 is when I turned 33. Interesting. But anyways, so one of the things I noticed with these scrying mirrors is that the thing about the demons and how this is a portal, so to speak, for the entities. And then you look at your cell phone, and that's a black screen as well, just like your computer screen, monitor, just like your TV screen. They're all black screens, and they're all portals, and entities, I believe, can flow in and out of these at will, both good and bad. But anyways, moving on. Something that happened to me that was very odd. I would go on a lot of walks after I initially woke up because the world was kind of new to me again, and I was interested, and everything was kind of weird. I think the veil was being lifted a bit, so I was able to, I don't know, I swear I saw a grown man disappear in the park. I saw a helicopter turn into an airplane. I'm not 100% on these things, but that's what I saw, and I wasn't messed up on any drugs or anything. I was like, my eyes were open to things, that this reality isn't anything what you think it is. But getting on to these cell phones, something I noticed that when I would get around people, mostly people I didn't know, randoms at that, whenever I would get near them, they would pull their cell phone out of their pocket and hold it beside their leg, like just at random, anytime they got beside me. So, most people would brush it off and not even recognize it, but I was on point with my awareness, and I was looking at everything, and I watched these people do this, and it seemed like they did it quite a bit. And I'd tell you about an incident in particular that was kind of interesting, and I don't believe in coincidences, so everything just happens because it's synchronicity in your life, the pattern, and if you listen to the world, it'll talk to you. If you listen to yourself, you'll answer your questions, like things of this nature, like be one with the world, so to speak. So anyways, I was walking along this trail, and it's called linear trail because it's just a straight path, and there's benches lined up beside it, and there's lights and whatnot. And I was walking up, and about 20 feet or so away from me, there's an old gentleman on the left-hand bench and an older couple, a man and a woman, on the right-hand bench. And as I'm walking up, getting about 15 feet, 10 feet away, this older couple gets up and starts walking in front of me. And within seconds, this older guy reaches in his pocket, pulls out his cell phone. He had an old kind too. It wasn't even these new fancy smartphones. It was a flip phone. He opened the flip phone and just held it beside his leg. He wasn't talking on it, didn't send a message, nothing. And as soon as I seen him pull it out and do that, because I witnessed it quite a bit with people, as soon as he did that, I came to a complete stop. I turned around and I looked at that old guy that was sitting on the other bench, and I pointed up to my head, and like, yeah, I seen him, like that. And the second I did that, the fire whistle for the town that I lived in was, the pole for it is right there, and the big horns are at the top. It goes woo, like it started whistling, and then as soon as I heard that, I like made a left and started walking down the road instead of following that dude on the path. But anyways, it's happened so many times to me. But here's what I'm getting at. That was 10 years ago. Now, here's this gentleman, Elon Musk, eccentric billionaire, South African guy, SpaceX, Tesla. This newer thing he has going for him is called Neuralink. And what Neuralink is an implant that goes in your brain, and you can connect to the internet via your brain. So you'll have uploads and downloads, so to speak, via your brain. You won't need a computer anymore. Well, you will. Let me get to that. So I was reading up on it a little bit, and I noticed that the range for the Neuralink, the implant that's in your head, the range for it will be like 3 to 5 feet, give or take. And it's for the range for your cell phone because that's what it'll be Bluetooth installed to or hooked up to. And that's where you'll get your apps at that you'll download into your brain. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this stuff has already been going on like 10 years ago. I know that the governments of the world, especially the militaries, they're 50 to 70 years ahead of us. You know, they're using things that they won't show the public for like 5 decades from now, because it's a big hush-hush secret. You know, knowledge is power. They know all that stuff. But anyways, getting back to this Neuralink, yeah. So I think it's already going on because they want everybody to become cyborgs in the future, because they don't think we're going to be able to compete once the AI, artificial intelligence, reaches singularity, because they created it. I mean, they created these, and the only way we're going to be able to compete with these, who are linked up to the internet, is if we're linked up to the internet via Neuralink. And not to mention, this is Skynet from the Terminator movie. Yeah, there's a business out there called Skynet that deals in robotics also. But they build these things. I don't, it doesn't make any, it makes a lot of sense when you know how nefarious things really are. But, maybe people don't want to become robots. Maybe they don't think about that. But yeah, this is their plan, and I think it's already going on. I've watched shows, I've watched videos, I've seen documentaries, I've watched commentaries about things, interviews about cloning centers and cloning operations that happen underground and things like that. And I'm just assuming that this is already going on too. This whole Neuralink thing, I bet it's already working because of the things I've experienced already. And this would kind of get into the gang stalking thing, people keep tabs on people. And if you don't think that's real, then you haven't experienced it. And when you do experience it, then you'll freak out too. But it can happen to people whenever you get off the beaten path, whenever you get off their narrative and start thinking on your own and start going outside the box of things, then a lot of interesting things will happen in the world for you. And this is just one of my stories that happened to me. I have many, many, many stories that I could tell, but this is just one of them, and I thought of it because of this Neuralink that has the range to a cell phone via Bluetooth, and that's the only reason that brought me to this. Oh, and just so in case anybody was wondering, Neuralink, it has been FDA approved already, so start lining up. You can get your chip with the vaccine, and you can get your implant, your Neuralink, and you can connect it to your smartphone, and you'll be the biggest dummy on the planet with all these smart tech in your head and in your hands. But anyways, good luck, everyone. It's just something crazy. I know, everybody has their own little crazy moments, but nothing's crazy. It's dismissive. All right, everybody have a great day.